All right. I'm very happy to present to you the biggest update so far when it comes to amount of features I've added in one go. But before we get into those, I highly recommend you guys join the Discord. Give me suggestions for new features, share high scores, just let me know of bugs. The most crucial, I think. I would greatly appreciate it. Link will be down in the description. Now let's get to it. The most blaring update you might see right away is that the UI is much cleaner, almost like it was in the first version. But all the options are still there. They're just in this option menu to the left. It's very comfortable. You can just move your mouse away and you will close or escape. Everything is still here. The next big update is in the chart maker department. It's kind of behind the scenes what I've done, but basically the biggest improvement for you guys is that the beat lines, the vertical lines are actually aligned with the beat better, and they go to infinity. Before they only stretched up to 100 beats, now they cycle indefinitely, which is great. Next up, I improved the audio of the click. So if you press in now, it should be more responsive, and it should be a bit more accurate. Next up, I added mode-specific options, so we'll get to that in a second. And what I've done is for the different game modes, I made so that every input config is unique to that game mode. So I have this input config for the drum practice mode, X and V, but if I switch to the 4-lane mode, you'll see I have a separate input config for that. So I separated that around. And this also leads to the mode-specific options. So if I switch to the 4-lane, you'll see 4-lane options pop up in here, and they allow me to change the environment a bit, customize it for me. In this case, flip it vertically so it matches like the experience Stepmania players will have, where the notes arrive from the bottom, like this. But yeah, if I go back, you'll see they disappear. So that's what I've done. Okay, next one. I have added a new entire game mode called the MIDI Chaser. This one is supposed to be a training environment for players of a game called Trombone Champ. I'm one of those, of course, or else it would have not been added. And yeah, let me find it real quick. TC, yeah. Let's play it and see what it looks like. The general idea of this game is that the notes arrive in correspondence with the melody, and you need to align this circle with them, and only then you can actually hit them. So yeah, for Trombone Champ players, this should be a nice addition. Next up, added a 7-lane mode, so a variation on the 4-lane but with 7 lanes. The config looks like this. It's very simple. Something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lanes, and you can play all of them at the same time. Next up, okay, so that's for the Osu players. I renamed the Osu mode to be called Circle Taps, just copyright stuff. I don't want to risk it. But yeah, obvious change, added a nice cursor to match the original experience, and I've added more options. So if we play now, let's do quarters just so it's more obvious. Yeah, so you can see now it's a different pattern. I can choose the speed that the notes are spawning along that pattern. So I guess the spread of them would also make sense to call it that, but that's just speed along curve. That's what I named it. You can have it really far forward for like tougher maps. I've seen some players, and that's kind of some of the maps I've seen around. But you can choose the shape that you want the notes to go along now. So you can have a normal 8-figure, a vertical one. You have a circle, just a normal circle. You have a square, and you have the diagonal square you just saw. And you can obviously, for each one of those, you can still go and choose and reverse the direction just to cover all the bases. And there's that. And then the last feature that I've added is that when you choose an environment, the chart that has a corresponding lane count for that environment will be pushed up on the list and be marked as matching. So if I have a 7-lane chart, I called it in here 7-lane test, it will be marked as a V and it will be moved to the top of the list for easier use. That will mean I can find charts that are compatible with this game mode a bit better than before. And if I switch back to something that has 1 lane, you'll see it's marked as X, and all the ones that are compatible are at the top now. Any one of those will work, you know. If I go, for example, to the 4-lane one, then this one called test that has 4 lanes will be pushed to the top. And that's the last update for you guys. Again, join the Discord, highly recommend. And that's what I've got for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this as much as I have, you know, using it myself. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you regarding feedback or bugs, or high scores or anything else. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.